to Sweet Transit, everybody. Wild Wing 94 here. Hopefully, you're having a good day today. We are back. We've made some improvements. I always like to start out with this nice overview here for you. I do some work in between episodes, and I always have a plan of how we're going to start off, going through, making sure I get everything for you guys, but it doesn't always happen. That record button starts glowing red, and the brain, it just decides we're going to do something else sometimes. So, nice overview here for you guys. As you can tell, I've done quite a bit of rail work, adding some things in, adjusting some things here and there. I did add in some more clay up here. That's been a problem. We need more clay for more bricks to get some stability going for our steel. I know we're kind of focusing on getting tools for efficiency for more of our farms, so we don't have to build as much. That labor demand is kind of killing us at the moment. And something else that was kind of killing us real bad was our stone production. And digging into that a lot more, we had like 2,000 stone just sitting over here in our original city, right? So that was just a throughput issue, and get that out of the way, get it out of here. That was just a throughput issue, so I improved our warehouse over here. So I added this whole other side of our station. So now only our wood ends up over here with our coal, just because that's like one train. And then everything else is coming over to this side. So I've got a just kind of singular loop here for the wood. It's coming in, picking it up because we've got our tools coming over here and we've got more wood than we're going to know what to do with for probably the next couple episodes. That's coming in just straight to here, and we didn't mess with our coal loop, so that is the same. But then came out and kind of just chopped all of this nonsense we had cutting across here out. Does take just a little bit longer for our stone trains to get here, but it does end up being a lot more efficient because we don't have all of our warehouse trains coming down this single line to funnel in here. So we got two lines coming across here. One's our throughput line, continuing what we had here, and that comes down in here, and it allows us to split all of our other inputs coming into our warehouse into all of these stations here. And that has greatly improved our stone input and thus increased all of the rest of our farms and everything. We were getting a lot of efficiency below 100%. It was up to like 15, and then our bricks were dropping and all of that. So got a lot of that fixed. And then I did what we talked about, getting workers up here from our new city, Cape Town. And that alleviated a lot of the labor issue coming from here. And then bringing in some more clay down here, and that helped that out as well. So we got a lot of that going. Just a lot of rail work off camera, trying not to do as much. It's a lot of just repeating what we are constantly doing. And what I really wanted to get to in today's episode, and if I didn't do that, we would be cutting it a little close on time, is I want to focus on what we're primarily going to use this city for. So if we zoom back out, and we look over here, we're kind of caught right now in our city here. We got this big old chunk of industry stuck right in the middle of our city. And if we zoom in here, I believe it's these guys right here. We'll take a look. We've got some trees. I have to keep these trees right here. Otherwise, these houses start complaining about undesirable land. So we got a big dead zone. Big old dead zone. And if we take a look, you do get a bonus for having a city being specified in a production. So, knowing that we are going to need just a ridiculous amount of cut stone. So we got our wood problem figured out, and we're going to need craftsmen. We're going to start converting a lot of this in here. I figured that dedicating this whole area to cut stone production would be extremely beneficial because it'll give us a boost. We can ship tools in, and that should be extremely efficient. We've got this little mountain range right here. If we zoom on in, I'll show you where we're going to build. We've got just, look at this space. Ooh. Look at all of it. So we're going to start off with here. We're going to put down distribution centers, and it's going to be big enough that we're going to be able to put 2. We're going to put 2 down, 2 stations lined up back to back right next to each other, pulling all kinds of stone out of there, running it right into our city. It'll probably come this way. What I want to do is this little spot right here in between these 2 lakes. If you look, got a nice little cutoff here. I think we run our station right in here. Chugga chugga woo woo. Curl it out. Just shove all of our industry right on down in here, away from our people. We can have a dead zone in between here where it's going to be hard to build any type of reasonable town, and just go bonkers. Absolute bonkers with stone production. Now, the only thing I am slightly concerned about is how exactly we're going to fit this station in here. So we're going to start off with trying to do that. And we're going to go ahead and just line this. And I'm pretty sure that that's going to work, but we're going to go ahead and run this line just arbitrarily through here and make sure that it's going to read it as part of the town. And I want to make sure that we can, I think we're going to just be able to squeak it in here. And we're going to lose a little bit of station because of the water there. But I think that's going to be okay. And it is going to read it. So that is wonderful. I would have loved to have been able to tuck this in. And maybe we look at doing that. Maybe we pull this back and we put the station here, and then we get a couple more stations out of it instead. So it's going to be close. We should be able to loop out that back end there, and we'll try it. We actually can't do this because we can't run our station. If we do that, we'll get away with it. Let's play around with this for just a second. If we do this, we'll get 1 extra station out of it. Just like so. We can just ship all kinds of industry in and out. Let's make sure I am correct about getting our trains out of here. Ooh, like a glove, guys, like a glove. Then we'll just do all of our outstations like this and be able to put a signal here. We have a signal here. And that'll be our setup. And we should be able to feed into our line here. Have room for a little shunt here. Love it. So before we get too crazy into that, we need to build our quarries over here. That, I think, is going to be the most fun out of it all. So I want to put kind of a bounding box area, and we can move this, so I'm not too worried about that. So let's put one here. And let's put one like up here. And all we have to do is get paths to them. So if we do something like this, we line it up on the spacing. And I promise you I did not preemptively mark those out. So if we do something like this, I want to run just some pathways across so we can kind of mark out for our next lot over here. We don't, let's not get crazy marking it off. We could fit another one. I want to maximize this space. Maximize in a sense of not sitting here and calculating all of our little nodes, but just looking at it and using our space wisely. And let's run, I'm going to run our station up here. And I am going to set up the double station. Just so then we can set our tracks up. I don't want to set up our turns and things. And we be a little bit off and have to come back and delete things and get all kinds of crazy. So I think that's right, but I might be off. I think I'm off by one. Ooh, nice. Now we're going to play with this. I haven't exactly done this before, or made sure that I'm doing it correctly. But I believe this will do. We should be able to reach everything. Trains should be able to function properly within here. You guys will let me know in the comments what you think of this. Did I do it wrong? All of the things. Just all of them. I'm sure I did something in a slightly goofy manner that could definitely be improved upon. So we're going to need a bridge crossed here. And of course, we need stones. This is why I went ahead and tried to solve our stone issue ahead of time, because none of this was going to happen if I didn't solve it before we started building all of this, knowing the extent of what we were doing. So let's get that lined up. That's what we're going to look at. We're going to tie it in here. We're going to bring it out from here down the line and in. And I'm going to get that set up, get it cleaned up, fill this in with some quarries, just this one to start off with until we get our population and everything built up. So I'm going to get that built and well, that wasn't so hard of a build to get done. We got our stations built up over here. They tied in real nicely over here to our train line. Added another line in here, just doubled that out. Real easy to do. Put in our little T-junction here. Everybody's got a dedicated line coming through here, so our coal runs in on a separate line and our quarry runs in on its own line. Coal coming in on the top, quarry coming in on the bottom, and then same going out. Coal comes in, goes back this way, and the quarry comes in and it's going out this way off to the right, and tied in our first industry station up here. And we're ready to start building in some industry over here. So I want to try to get a little more centralized around our warehouses, especially now that we have access to the medium ones. We're going to try to plan ahead just a little bit for that. We are going to have to unlock it in this city, but if we just kind of think about it a little bit, we should be okay. Probably for this first one, we might not get what we're looking for, but after that, I think we should be okay. I say that and I immediately put everything where I don't want it to be. I'm going to go ahead and start off right away with 5. I think we just max that straight out and see what we can come up with. Now this already seems like a lot smaller area than I initially visualized it to be, but if we're just planning on doing stone here, we're going to ship in other things over here, like the bread. We're going to try to convert a lot of our area down in here and up along this coastline into bread production and just make a massive amount of bread, and we can end up shipping bread over here. So we don't need production area for that. Let's get some people going over to our route. Going over to our station. So everybody's coming from here people-wise. We got to remember that. And our station here, we're going to do our normal setup. Time passed. People train. And it is Cape Town 1. And it is Quarry. Did we not name this one Quarry 1? I'm just now realizing that. What is this called? This is Station 5. So this is going to have to be Quarry 2 before we get too crazy. And it's going to be workers. If I can work a keyboard. And that should be good. Let's get a train running. So 20 apiece, 20, 40, 60, 80. Shouldn't need that big of a train. Should be that guy right there. Probably going to have to build that out a little bit. Now let's get our actual delivery route going. And you're going to come over to here. You're going to load at Quarry 2. We're going to go full cargo. Time passed. Let's do good 30 seconds. Type it in since I can't get it. And we're going to unload We're going to go empty cargo. We're only going to put one train on here. I think white is what we had. I don't want to get too crazy with too many trains. And we overload the system and we don't have room for anything else. So Quarry 2 and Cape Town 2. This is going to be stone. We're going to get a big old train going. This is all in anticipation of having a nice, solid foundation to get diesel, because we're real close. We could get it going if we wanted. We have the ability to build a pump jack, but I don't want to have a industry ready to crumble and we step into diesel and it just falls apart. I've had that happen. Let's check on our station here. How we looking? 40 out of 280. So that's wrong menu. Let's beef this up a little bit. We're going to have to build probably like that. And down. Get a couple more workers. Live it on out this way. Like I said, we're going to go a little more organic. We're going to have a little more fun with our shapes. See what that ends up doing for us. See if it's better, see if it's worse, see if it doesn't matter. And hopefully that helps out at least enough that we can get our stone going. Maybe. Doesn't help that we don't have any potatoes over here. So that'll probably be our next thing that we need to do. Big old potato field right on up in here somewhere. Potentially even over here, depending on what we're feeling like. You. Where are you trying to go? You're just trying to make it on into the station, I see. Let's speed this up. Let's make sure that everything is working how it should be. I made way too big of a train. We need 20 per. Let's actually maybe adjust that. We don't need nearly as big of a train. We need what, like two trains on there? Yes. That, that would solve some of our labor issues. It would solve a lot of our labor issues right away. Pulling half the amount of people into that train. So we need nowhere near that amount. Do you have coal? You sure do. There should be coal in this station since it's connected to the town. 360. So it's just got to get over to here. And I see our first issue. So the one thing I don't like about these intersections is that you're limited to, if you're on this line, you're going this way. And I don't think they have a way to turn around. That's okay. They might do a little loop and swoop here. Maybe. Yep. Nice. We got our fuel. Look to be running a lot smoother. No trains are getting caught up. You didn't get fuel because you didn't stop there. No. We should be producing Cutstone. Nice. We don't have a market over here. I do this every single time. We're going to try to put this central as well. It's going to have to go like that. There we go. Now we really got some production going. It's like 50. What? I always forget to give them a market. Now we should just need to give them a train and a line going to the warehouse, and that should be good. But we are running long on video time today, guys, so we're going to cut it there. We'll start off with tying all this in to our main network next episode. But until then, guys, you have a good rest of your day today, and we will see you next time. Take care, guys.